We'll talk about those rain chances coming up in just a little bit.
All right, thank you so much for that, Malik. Well, a man has died after a single car crash in Aiken County. The wreck occurred Wednesday afternoon just before 5. Richard Williams was driving north on Atomic Road when his truck exited the road to the right, hitting a drainage ditch and mailbox. He was taken to the hospital and passed away late last night. The Aiken County Coroner's Office is investigating the incident alongside the Jackson Police Department. And Richmond County deputies are searching for a man wanted in an aggravated assault and battery investigation. Take a look at your screen. James Atkinson is believed to be connected to an aggravated assault and battery incident that occurred on Boy Scout Road on Saturday. He's known to travel on a yellow bike and is believed to be carrying a machete. He's considered armed and dangerous. Now, if you see him, you're asked to call the number on your screen. And some CSRA residents are demanding answers as investigations are ongoing in the Darrell Lowry murder case. They're continuing after the teen was stabbed and drowned in a lake in Lake Thermid last month. Demonstrators rallied outside the McCormick County office building Saturday evening. They say they want SLED's investigation to be transparent and accountable.
The whole reason for coming out today is because we want to know what happened to Darrell. We know he was killed, but we want to know why. We want answers. We want trust. We don't trust the answers we're given. We want transparency. We want accountability. We want to know why this was allowed to happen, why it's so quiet.
Darrell Lowry's family says they still have questions about their son's killing. They've hired a lawyer to investigate the circumstances independently from SLED. Well, Hayden Panettiere would have turned 37 this weekend. The Bugs Life and Heroes actress died a week ago in Greenville, South Carolina. Now, upstate residents and folks all over the country are remembering her life as told in her words. Alex Urbeck has the story.
What would have been Hayden Panettiere's 37th birthday, her voice is louder than ever. But finding her voice in print, well, that's another story.
I think people see this as a tragedy and probably looking for some answers, and maybe they'll find that in her memoir.
Greenville resident Mike Norick says he understands why Hayden Panettiere's memoir is flying off shelves.
To be that young, to have such a promising future and career, and then for that to happen here in Greenville, it's just, it's like, who would have thought?
This Is Me, A Reckoning has climbed to #1 on Apple Books and #11 on Amazon. In it, Hayden shares pieces of her past, opening up about both her struggles and her joys. The memoir also details years of turbulent relationships, including allegations of domestic abuse by her on and off again boyfriend, Brian Hickerson. Hickerson was reportedly with her in Greenville at the time of her death. But if you want to hold her story in your hand, you may be out of luck. Her memoir is currently sold out on Amazon, and the story in Greenville is much the same. Judson Books downtown, sold out. Barnes & Noble on Wrdw, sold out. And Second and Charles had just a few copies left. I bought the second to last, and now they're sold out. Mr. K's never had it in stock, and even if they wanted to order it, they can't, because their book distributor is also completely sold out. Stores tell Fox Carolina they don't know when they'll get more in, because the book's publisher, you guessed it, sold out. As for public libraries, more than 90 people on Greenville County's wait list. A similar story in Spartanburg and Pickens counties. A novel idea, getting the Audible version, voiced by Hayden herself, sharing a reflection on the life she lived in her own words.
In this life, I've laughed, cried, and made mistakes. I've loved deeply, sometimes too much, but it's who I am.
Now, investigations are ongoing into Panettiere's sudden death, but authorities are saying they found no evidence of foul play. Well, they have a safety alert for you all. Everything Sprouts is recalling some of their alfalfa sprouts. They've been connected to an outbreak of E. coli and salmonella. Take a look at your screen. Everything Sprouts sold these products starting May 27th. They were also used in sprout and garlic mix products sold by Everything Sprouts. And some people say homeownership is the ultimate fulfillment of the American dream, but it's increasingly out of reach for many. Washington lawmakers are attempting to bring prices down. Well, if you love to sew, you're in luck. The time-honored tradition is making a comeback with young people. We show you how they're resurrecting the craft after this.
Ooh, I need some new clothes, so maybe somebody can sew me something. We're taking a look at tomorrow's forecast. We're going to see those temperatures get back up into the mid-90s here. Rain chances are going to be low, just like we saw today. Straight shower or afternoon storming will be possible. We'll talk more on the details and the higher rain chances coming up in just a little bit.
It's the final days of the Ford Summer Sales Event.
Off they go, spreading capability across America.
Great deals, great trucks.
Great time to buy. And J.D. Power says Ford is now #1 in new vehicle quality.
All the hauling and towing they'll do, wish I could go with them.
Sure looks like fun.
But the deals end soon. Better hurry.
Get 0% APR for 36 months and $1,000 toward your down payment on select Ford vehicles, plus $500 final days bonus cash.
I'm Mike Costello of the Mike Costello Law Firm. Car wrecks from big trucks, tractor trailers, 18-wheelers can cause major damage, even death. Did you know there are almost 500,000 car wrecks caused by 18-wheelers? These trucks account for more than 10% of the wrecks on the road. If you've been injured in a big truck wreck, call or text us or visit us at mycostellolawfirm.com.
Save big on fountain drinks and chewy ice at Parker's Kitchen. We're celebrating 50 years of Parker's Kitchen with 50-cent fountain drinks all summer long with Parker's Rewards.
Well, sewing isn't just for grandmas anymore. The time-honored hobby is now the coolest thing in the room. HUD reports on the new generation picking up the needle and thread and using them to stitch a whole new way of life.
Walk into the studio in the heart of Alameda, California on any given evening, and you'll find a place bursting at the seams. Sewing machines humming, scissors snipping, patterns being traced across the table. What's happening here feels less like a hobby and more like a revolution.
Grandmas used to make their clothing like it was nothing. As it turns out, it's something.
9 months ago, Christine Williams had never even touched a sewing machine. Today, she's making her own pair of pants.
I'm really not thinking much at all when I'm sewing. It's like the only time during my day I'm not thinking.
Williams already designed a jacket and a top all from scratch, and all with zero waste. A sustainable design method where patterns are planned so precisely, every inch of fabric ends up in the garment. And she's not the only one threading that needle.
We have added more classes.
Christine Noble is the lead instructor at the sewing room, where enrollment has jumped 40% in the last year as more and more people put the pedal to the metal.
It's been really refreshing to see so much increased interest in sewing, especially in young people.
It's all part of a much bigger pattern. For a growing number of people, sewing is suddenly back in vogue. Still, it may not be for everyone.
All right, so go ahead and bring up your presser foot lever.
My attempt may have had her in stitches. As for Williams,
it feels like I'm wearing my dream wardrobe, because I am.
An ancient skill that now seems tailor-made for our time.
Printed up here.
Itai Hod, CBS News, Alameda, California.
And then we're going to...
Well, it seems like that's going to be the new thrifting trend, I must say. Look very exciting, so I might have to go and try one of those classes out myself. All right. Well, Spider-Man tops the box office once again. We have the latest on the web-slinging wall crawler's record-breaking exploits after this.
And taking a look here at our heat index over the next 5 days, staying pretty steady into the upper 90s, but there's some caveats behind this. We'll add some context to what these temperatures actually mean coming up after the break.
When doubts,
Robbie.
All right, thank you, Malik. Well, a third of the Masters field is now set months in advance. Tyler Lane has a peek at the leaderboard ahead of this weekend's Tour Championship in Atlanta and what it means for us here in the CSRA. And as we go to break, we have a live look from Charlotte and your latest winning lottery numbers.
Big news from
At U-Haul, we know every family,
Come on, guys.
moves at their own pace.
Is that heavy?
That's why we have U-Box.
Take that to the kitchen.
We can store it
Excited about the new house?
or ship it,
Who's going to get the biggest room?
how and when you want it.
Yes, you are.
Reserve today at uhaul.com.
News 1226 this morning, weekdays from 4:30 to 7 a.m.
At Kroger, you won. First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group. On your sideline,
sponsored by Chandler Law Firm.
2 decades since representing Augusta at the collegiate level, Scott Jamieson has found himself back at the top of a leaderboard. It's well earned too, because this one it took certainly a minute. Jamieson is the winner of the DP World on the DP World Tour, the premier golf tour in Europe. At the Nexo Championship, Jamieson rode a 3-shot lead into the final hole, bringing home his first win on that tour since 2012. Guys, I think everyone in the studio was maybe in middle school back then. I know I was, and all that to say, this one moment meaning a little more to the former Augusta Jaguar.
Yeah, 14 years that's going. It's tough, so hard to manage. I was so patient all day. Just can't believe it.
We also now know the field for the 2026 Tour Championship. With a tee time in Atlanta, here's how the FedEx Cup standings look going in. Scotty Scheffler leading the field, while Matt Fitzpatrick, Wyndham Clark, Cameron Young, and Siwoo Kim round out the top 5. Back-to-back Masters champ Rory McIlroy coming in at 11, while Gary Woodland making the jump and the cut from 31st to 18th, just in the nick of time. The 2026 Tour Championship concludes August 30th at the East Lake Golf Club. Every qualifier you see on this list also earning an automatic invitation to next April's Masters. And while we are fully entrenched in football here at the moment, the NFL season almost here. College practically arrived, and don't get me started on high school football. We'll see more of that on Friday. Yet while they wait their turn in the winter, Augusta basketball has found a way to stay busy and helpful. AU women's basketball hosted another edition of its elite camp this weekend, where over the last 2 days, high school students both here in the CSRA and from around the country have been learning the college game. And they've been helped in that journey by Jack's coaches and players. Speaking with head coach Celeste Stewart, she told me the goal is to give participants a feel of what that level looks like. And so far, she's pretty impressed.
Their energy, they have good energy. They're excited. I think also just asking great questions. We had a classroom session earlier today. They asked really good questions. We had a little basketball IQ session as well. So just getting them to think about the game and seeing how they think and how they respond to certain questions has been pretty cool to see.
For Stewart, she also says her current players get a lot from the camp as well. For one, they learn what it's like doing her job, and two, how it feels to give back.
It helps me as a coach to see how they can develop into leadership roles. I think that's a big thing that's for us anyways. Like, we want to make sure we're creating leaders within our team so they're ready to go once they leave here at Augusta. I'm big on gratitude. Our team understands that as well. Like, we always talk about show an attitude of gratitude. And so be able to give back to our community, but also give back to the student athletes that want to be in their shoes one day is super important to us.
All right, taking a look at our Mick What to Mick Where Mick forecast here. It's going to be a Mick sunny Mick day as we head out Mick doors on Mick tomorrow. So we're going to grab the Mick t-shirt and the Mick shades here. Maybe a Mick stray shower, Mick storm, but Mick 90% of us will stay Mick dry. We'll take another look at your Mick 7-day forecast coming up right after the Mick break.
And a slow journey through independent bookstores. We show you how Philadelphia is celebrating the classic pastime after this.
Mount Jaro for type.
Well, if you're a bookworm, we'd advise you to crawl up north for an event we'd sure you'd love. Now, over 50 Philadelphia bookstores took part in the 4th annual bookstore crawl this weekend. The event encourages consumers to visit as many indie bookstores in the city with special deals and mystery giveaways. One participant said Hollywood is helping make the day even bigger, as the Odyssey movie is piquing interest in the print version, and it certainly has for me. I actually have been meaning to pick that up, hopefully one day soon.
You know, I was supposed to read that book in high school, but I just got so busy, in high school. I just had to get the Spark Modes version, just enough to do good on a quiz. But now I'm like, maybe I should go back and kind of read the whole thing.
Oh, I definitely feel you there. I think, you know what, it's worth it. Maybe we should go out and read it. And then next week we can be like, oh my gosh, the book was amazing.
And then next week we'll read some Shakespeare, and I'll be like, art thou forecast ist, looking ist el, maybe ist el no good though. But
you did good.
I don't know. No, that's not. I mean, I just made that stuff up. But looking at our rain chances here, end of the week, we'll start to see those rain chances come back here, and our 7-day forecast will show it for you. What else is coming back? Some lower temperatures as we head towards the lower 90s there into our Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday kind of time frame. So those isolated thunderstorm chances will become more scattered by the time that we head towards Thursday and Friday. So just have a plan B if you're going to be outside later into the week. You know, we've got a lot of our under the lights and Friday night football happening on Friday. So just keep an eye on the forecast as we go through the work week.
Thank you so much for that look at weather, Malik, and thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.
Labor Day sale. And a new season means a new reason to fall in love with your home all over again. Shop the hottest pieces, the coolest rooms, everything you need to make your home feel brand new. Online or in store, save big with amazing Labor Day sale prices. Plus, incredible 60-month interest-free financing. There's never been a better time to see what's possible. It's the Rooms to Go Labor Day sale going on now.
For insiders like